Can't be that easy. It's that easy.
Cool. Can you give me a sec?
Alan, we are so fucked.
I want to repeat that, and if you need to fact check it, use your chat, GPT, go to berniesanders.com. It's all over the place. If you paid $1 in federal income tax last year, you paid more than SpaceX and Tesla combined. I mention that to you because while all of that, so I'm just showing you the injustice, and you can say what you want. Well, that's not injustice. He's just clever. He knows how to get out of taxes. It's actually called stealing. But now you can call it clever. I call it stealing. Because if me as a human pays as much money as I did in taxes and can't afford health care, then tell me in Jesus' name, tell me how a man that is about to be the wealthiest man on this planet many times over with trillions, tell me how no taxes were paid. Okay? Now I say all that to say, as all of that's happening, the man in the White House leading the way, his net worth has grown $3 billion since being in office. And that's not including how enriched his family is becoming with Saudi Arabia right now. So you're like, man, you're really going for it. I'm telling you, the reason I say this is because I think we've misunderstood Christmas. We put on the sweaters and we're playing the bread circus. And we're like, oh. And I got all love for it. Get warm and cozy. Do your thing. I'm just telling you, my line of work is in the flow of the prophets and Jesus. And in my line of work, I just don't think those people are going to show up and be like, put on your sweater and let's get nice and cozy and have some treats. I think they're turning over the tables that the treats are on going, keep your bread and circus. We need to address the economic injustice happening in this country. And the reason I'm fired up about it is not just me. I know some of you are here going, especially if you're, black culture, you're like, brother, it's finally hit the white people. You know what I mean? God, leave it to us white people. We only get enraged when it's us white people. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I do. I get it. I talk to my black friends all the time. They're like, you're so cute. You know what I mean? Like, I know. I feel it. I know. I've told you all this before. Thanks for giving us grace. You know what? I mean, spiral dynamics shows us people wake up at different times. Sometimes it takes people a long time. All right? And so I'm not just enraged because it's me. It certainly is a part of that. But I'm more enraged because I'm also starting to realize how deep this thing runs and how many people have been suffering the whole time, and I haven't even been aware of it. Right. And that's heartbreaking for me. But also at the same time, you wake up when you wake up. Mm-hmm. So you hold that mystery.
Racist field trip I have ever been on in my fucking life. They took us to a fucking cotton processing place. And there was a big ass cotton field out in the middle of fucking Raymond, Alabama, in the south of Montgomery County. We went there, and me and 28 other little nigglets in Miss Harper's third grade classroom, they took our asses out there in the middle of the fucking August heat and said, hey, y'all, they gave us bags and shit, like little cute little plastic bags. With a cotton puff person with a smile on his face, and they're like, "Hey, y'all go out there, have fun, pick as much cotton as you want." And so my stupid ass went. I went. My mama signed off on it and didn't think about it, and I went to the fucking field trip. Out there in the field, just having a good old time. We were singing songs and shit in the middle of the motherfucking field, picking goddamn cotton in the middle of the fucking heat. And then, I'm thinking, because it's a field trip, they told us you can pick as much as you want. Hey, you get to keep the fucking cotton. You can keep it. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep it. And we go to get back on the bus. They're like, all right, kids, turn your bags in. And they take our asses inside and took all the damn cotton that we had. And then told us to get back on the fucking bus. So me being a little rebel, I took a handful of cotton, stuffed it in my pocket, and went home. Then my mama came when she was doing laundry the next night. She was like, what the fuck, is this cotton in your back pocket? I was like, yeah, where the hell did you get unprocessed raw cotton from? Well, yesterday on that field trip, they took us to a cotton processing plant, and we got to pick cotton all day long. My mama came to the school, and I swear to God, that shit went down. She locked this woman in a room like, how dare you jive-ass motherfuckers take my kids and all these other ashy little Negroes to a fucking cotton field in the middle of the summer. You fucking soulless bitch. She fucking checked me out of school. I didn't go to school for 3 days behind that shit. She said, I don't want to have to look at that bitch. She was pissed at everybody. Yes, that was the most racist shit I've ever gone through in my life. I didn't even understand what was wrong until the next year. I didn't even understand. I just thought we were just going to go have some fun in the field. So fuck that shit. That was fucking sharecropping if I ever seen it. Fuck that shit. I'm about to recheck.
As I mentioned at the press briefing before this, I'll reiterate right now. In this day and age, there is a lot of misinformation that can spread as it pertains to official updates regarding the shelter-in-place or any future announcements. Please follow the City of Providence official social media channels. We've also put out updates through our 311 system, but the City of Providence on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram will be updating throughout the evening. If that did not come from an official channel, then it is not official. Right now, the shelter-in-place is the same as it had been earlier, and it remains the same.
So where is Antifa headquartered?
What we're doing right now with the organization.
Where in the United States does Antifa exist? Yeah. If it's a terrorist organization, and you've identified it as number one.
We are building out the infrastructure right now.
So what does that mean? We're trying to get the information. You say Antifa is a terrorist organization. Tell us as a committee, how did you come to that? Where do they exist? How many members do they have in the United States as of right now?
Well, that's very fluid. It's ongoing for us to understand that. The same, no different than Al-Qaeda and ISIS.
No, I don't want you. I'll ask one question, sir. I just want you to tell us. If you said Antifa is the number one domestic terrorist organization operating in the United States, I just need to know where they are, how many people. I don't want a name. I don't want anything like that. Just how many people have you identified with the FBI that Antifa is made of?
Well, the investigations are active.
So you wouldn't come to this committee and say something you can't prove, I know. I know you wouldn't do that. But you did.
Look, it's RB551. No wonder he got blasted. He's one of those older models programmed by a central computer. Not us. We're independent thinkers. Roger, 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 roger.
Happy Halloween. I got some world news for you that is actually not stressful and shockingly funny as fuck. On October 29th, President Trump met with President Lee of South Korea, where President Lee gifted Trump this golden replica of a Silla dynasty king's crown. Okay? Twix be hitting. Anyways, I was really angry, like many other people, when I saw that President Lee had gifted Trump this crown, especially after No King's Day, and everyone around the world knew about the millions of Americans that marched against Trump's nefarious behavior and his acting like he's the king of America, which there is no king of America. When I searched for the crown or information on it, one of the things I came across was this on Threads. It is not a crown worn by living kings. This style of Silla crown was found only in burial chambers of dead kings. It is made with very thin sheets of real gold, too fragile to be worn by a living person. It would have crumbled. A real one would have been as strong as aluminum foil. The crowns of living kings were usually made from black silk and beads. Gold crowns were for the dead. They gifted him a replica of royal burial wear. Sis. And we looked it up. This is the historical era in which President Lee and his advisors that gifted Trump the crown said it came from. Peep the crown, black silk, beads. There are some gold ornaments on it, but it looks nothing like that large towering crown. I have to tell you, it is a fact. It is a burial crown, but there's more. The Trump was given a Silla dynasty crown. That dynasty fell to financial instability, incredibly high tax, wealth, inequality, widespread rebellion against their king. Amazing gift, President Lee. Okay? I looked that up. It's real too. The people rebelled against this dynasty's king because he was basically like, let them eat cake, not letting the poor get food, taking all his riches to only like have his spoils with his fellow rich people. Sound familiar? This queen right here goes, oh, it's fucking cursed. So what do you guys think? Was President Lee on some BS when he gave this to Trump? Was he like telling us the room, that he read the room and that there's meaning to the gift? Because every gift holds a meaning. What do y'all think?
The Venezuelan regime, and it aids cartels.
To interrupt, distinguished
the facts are that these cartels that it props up are trafficking people, drugs, and weapons, and is aiding and abetting instability in our hemisphere. They undermine democracies in our hemisphere.
I'm very sorry to interrupt, but there's a point of order from Cuba.
Sure. Madam President, yes?
Yes, we have to give the floor to the point of order and the representative of Cuba.
El representante permanente de Estados Unidos no solo miente desviándose sustantivamente del tema, sino que se expresa de manera grosera y prepotente contra su presidencia, contra la dignidad de esta Asamblea y de los Estados miembros. Lo hace con una incultura, rudeza y grosería que no se admite en este magno y democrático recinto. Señor Walz, esta es la Asamblea General de Naciones Unidas. No es un grupo de Signal ni es la Cámara de Representantes.
Yesterday, when Trump was in Japan, I guess, speaking on the aircraft carrier, he said he's willing to send in, quote, more than the National Guard to, as he says, keep U.S. cities safe. You're a former Marine and a combat veteran. What is your view? What do you think when you hear the president talking about using our military against civilians in the United States? And it's strange that I even can ask that question.
Well, it's horrible. I mean, the only people that could ever think that way are the type of people that have never had to make some life and death decisions and had to make some decisions that you know are going to impact your life forever. You know, he looks at the military like it's a bunch of toys. These are young men, 18, 19-year-old men. I served with boys that weren't even shaving in combat, and some of the hardest days of combat, and I lost my best friends. And still to this day, it's haunted me. And that was in a place where people were trying to kill me every day. Now we're going to put these 18, 19-year-old boys and girls in a situation that is purposely heated. He doesn't want there for protection. He wants there for the drama. He wants there for the chaos, because if we create more chaos, he gets more power. And you're putting these young men and women against their own people.
Because that allows him to exercise
more power, emergency power,
insurrection
like
act, that sort of thing.
And it's heartbreaking that he looks at these men and women as toys, because he's never served. He never understands what service to this country is. All he thinks about is what he can plunder. So he'll plunder from our treasury, he'll plunder from the White House, he'll plunder from our personal, the livelihood of these young men and women and what's going to affect them for the rest of their life, and for our civilians for the rest of their lives, what he potentially will do by setting up this scenario. And that's the one thing I warn people is, do not let him divide us. He only wins when he divides us. He only wins when he divides us. That's when he has power.
Tell everyone to sit here. Come on.
This is my city. This is my city, that's right. Take off your mask.
Pussies.
Take off your mask.
Fucking bitches.
What?
What?
Stay inside of your houses, everyone. Do not come out. Stay in your houses. Quédense en su casa. Tienen derechos todos. No salgan si no hay una orden firmada por un juez.